Okay, Richard, here's the shape here that we want to create a 3D part on, and we want this interior part to be kind of a rounded piece, and this is going to be a flat 1 inch thick part. So what I did is I took the profile kind of what we had here and I extended it to be roughly 1 inch tall, and then to be a little bit wider than the widest part here, so I knew we would get full coverage as we swept around here. Um, Now, if we wanted to create something that is a little bit different, I can come here and draw a new line, snap the endpoint, and create a little cross section here, and then maybe come back and modify this cross section. And I'm going to even have to convert this to a curve here. Create something that's a little bit more curvy to go from one end to the other. And whatever we want it to be, we can just create that effect by coming here and choosing and editing this cross section a little bit. So here I'm kind of, if I want to make it a little bit more of a curve, I can do that. If I want to bring it up, I can do that. And just, whatever we want it to be. Let's create a little something that looks good here. Okay, so here's a more gradual slope of a curve. All right, so this time when I create it, I'm going to use this cross section instead of this other one, and it'll give a similar result. And then once you know these steps, you can play with whatever you want the cross section to look like. So what I'm going to do is just make a copy of some stuff here, and really what I want to be concerned with are these two inner parts. So I'm gonna make a copy of these, Control C, and I'm going to paste these to the active layer. All right, now I'm going to take these parts and I'm going to explode this. So actually I'll take these two as well, cut them, Control X, and Control B, paste to active layer, just to keep them where they are for their original part there. Now these become my section, so I'm going to take this one and I'm going to transform, explode. I want this back wall here to be my part I'm going to use. So I'm just going to explode that, and then I'm going to extend this a little bit so that when I'm extruding, I'm extending a little bit past the part. All right, so there's my one part, and we're going to do it across this back shape here. So we're going to come here and go to transform, explode, delete that, delete that, delete that one, and we'll go back to extrude here and just continue these pieces a little bit. Okay, so these become the lines that we're going to extrude on. If I turn everything on, now I want to start off here as my bigger part and go here, so I'm going to take this. I can see because of my my arrow here that I'm going in the opposite direction. So I'm going to select each of these and go to transform, reverse open contour. That way when I'm extruding, I get a better idea where I'm extruding at on the part here. And then this is what I'm going to extrude. So basically I'm going to take this corner, put it here. This portion will go out here, and I'm going to sweep this along there. So I'll take these two pieces and I'll do a flat, no thickness relief. I'll do 100 and apply. So these are just flat reliefs. Now I'm going to do an extrusion. So I'm going to select my part here, go to surface, create surface, extrude. It tells me select the contour I want to extrude, and that is my cross section here. Hit the arrow, select the path I want to follow, which is my part right here. I'm going to do the bottom, not the middle. I'm going to do the bottom left so that this part will go outward, and everything else looks okay there. I'm just going to add it on to what's already there. So now I should see that my part has been swept around the edge there. again, because this end part here is shorter, you're only going to see the height that you would see if you were right here, which means it's going to be taller. So basically, by shortening where my relief is, that's why this piece up here appears to be taller than the bottom down here. It is taller. It's sweeping down though at a constant rate. All right, and now we can do the same thing with this one. We're going to come here to surface, extrude, and I have to have my relief selected first. Select the contour to extrude, which is right here. Select the path to follow, which is right there. And I already have add checked. So this creates my other sweeping part. Now, I did an example of adding these together to kind of give me an idea what the end process would look like. I'd probably just cut these the way it looks here without even putting my relief in those other sections and just use the big perimeter cutout. I'm going to put Control C to copy, and let's go here to a blank layer, and I'm going to delete my relief, and I'm going to weld these together. I'll weld these two, and I'll weld these two, and I'll notice there when I weld these that this gives me some internal components. So I'm just going to ungroup that and get rid of these internal parts. Ungroup and just get rid of that. Now I can take these, and I'm going to come here, and just so I can see what the end result's going to look like, I'm going to put a flat 1 inch tall relief in here. And then I'm going to turn on, I'm going to select this one that says select your base relief, which is right here. I'm going to turn on my other layers and click the relief I'm going to add. Let's try this one more time. Select the base relief, do the top one. What relief am I going to add to it? I'm going to select this internal component here. And I'm going to say merge lowest. So since this new thing I created is lower than the other one, it should result in me taking away that part because it's lower than what was already there. So let's try this one again. On this one, we're going to select combine reliefs right here, base relief or merge reliefs. Select the one I want to add, which is right here, and I'm going to do merge lowest again. Now I can turn off all the layers here, and I can see that I have merged these two things in such a way that the lower part is there, and looks like we might have some minor sanding to do where those edges come together, or might play around with that a little bit, but I'm not sure what these points are here, or where these two reliefs are coming together that didn't quite add up smooth. You wouldn't have this problem when you're only cutting part of it. So it's probably simulated here so that we'll see exactly what it looks like. But I think this might even look better here with this more sweeping profile used instead of this other profile that we use. And all I did is just modify that cross section to get this result. So all right, sorry if there's any background noise here. I'm having to work from home today because I'm snowed in, but I just wanted to get you this information.